please welcome the performers of Governor Jack!
Hold the applause, everybody.
Hey, and Nick Grass is here.
This guy, returning from Chicago. So what's up, everybody?
Not much is up from
I
here.
think I know everyone in this room.
So we're going to need, for Governor Jack, what we do is we get somebody up, we interview them pretty extensively throughout their life. So can we get somebody who has not given birth to me?
Hi.
How are you, Nicole?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good.
Good.
Wait, what's your name?
Nicole.
Okay.
So
Do people
let's-
call you Nick Cool sometimes?
Only me and only when I'm alone.
Me too.
Yep. So Nicole, I'm gonna jump right into try to jump us right into some fun stuff.
Jump right in.
I know that you are from Colorado, that you go to school in New York,
Mhm.
and you're back and forth all the time, and doing improv and
Yes.
film awesome stuff.
Well, it's not awesome yet. We'll see how it
About the
goes.
process.
All right. So where do we want to start?
I want to hear your craziest story.
My craziest story.
Straight up.
James already knows this story, but it's probably the first date that I went on with my last boyfriend.
Oh!
Nice.
It's a long story, so I'll try to cut it short.
You don't have to tell it, we just needed to know it.
Okay, that's
No,
it.
just show it.
So, I met this guy at a pizza place, and then we hung out a few times, but we'd never gone out, so he was like, I want to take you on a real date. And then he said, I bet my friend can get us on the list at Diamond. And I was like, I don't know what Diamond is, but it sounds fancy, and if there's a list, it must be fancy. So I looked it up, and it's a steakhouse/strip club.
I mean, it is a fancy steakhouse.
Which is, but that's a tough sell for a heterosexual female vegetarian. So,
There's literally nothing for you.
exactly. But I was like, well, I can like order fries, and I appreciate the female form, so I was down to go. And then I went to go pick him up, and he said, actually, I don't really want to go. I don't want to go there. I realized it was weird for me to ask you, so let's go to Tag Raw, which is a sushi place, and I also hate sushi. And then after that, he said, I don't know what we should do for the rest of the night. So I said, there's a midnight screening of The Room tonight. We should go do that. So we went to go get tickets.
What
and-
is the room? What's the room?
Oh, it's the best movie ever made, but it's also the worst movie ever made. But it's not relevant to this story because, spoiler alert, we didn't end up going.
Wow.
But we went and we got tickets, and then I was like, we have to go to King Soopers because we have to buy spoons, because when you see The Room, you have to throw spoons at the screen. And so we went to go get spoons, and then while we were there, he was like, I think I'm gonna steal one of these watermelon. And I was like, no, don't. This is our first date. Don't steal a watermelon.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
You didn't pluralize watermelon.
I know, and I feel really bad about
That's
it.
crazy.
I noticed it, and I
Did you? All right.
and I
Go,
feel
let's just
one
move
of the.
on.
I was
thought
hoping
maybe you
nobody
had-
would call me on it. Watermelon.
Let's keep going.
I have a small
Yes.
cold, so sometimes
Oh, you did pluralize
watermelons. I know it's tough.
It's not
Right?
like deer or like 4 deer, 1.
You guys are gonna do a lot of scenes about
All right.
pluralization.
Yeah,
Let's-
Is an English major, she'll love it.
P.S. I'm writing notes for your set on the chalk table.
More people. Good
No, number one is get more people. So anyway, I can't convince him not to steal a watermelon, so he does. He didn't have his own apartment because he was like between places and he was trying to save up money to get to a nicer apartment, so he was sleeping on his friend's couch. So we went to his friend's place and he left me there with the watermelon. I was like, cut that up and I'll be right back. I was like, what? So I did, and then he was gone for too long and his roommates weren't there, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then he finally came back with mint schnapps or something. And he mixed the watermelon with the mint schnapps, and it was disgusting. And I was like, mint.
Okay.
Like,
I was like,
like
what's
the
a
fish.
What's a bitch?
So anyway, it was disgusting because it was watermelon.
Just drink what they choose.
So I didn't drink any, but he drank a lot of it, and he got wasted like immediately. And then said, I don't really want to go see a movie tonight. And I said, it's not just seeing a movie; it's like a whole experience. And he said, let's just go hang out with my boys tonight. And I said, that's the last thing in the world I want to do tonight. So eventually we agreed
That's just below stage.
Yeah, exactly. So we agreed to go our separate ways. And I was like, please go, I'll go see the room. My friends are at a bar down the street because Wanger and Dave Schultz were at a bar down the street. So we went our separate ways. While I'm at the bar waiting for the room to start, I get a bunch of texts that are like, I'm not even a third of the way through the story, by the way. So this is going to be good. This is going to be the whole set. I should speed this up. Basically, so I'm at the bar and then he's like, I miss you. I feel really bad about my choices. I really want to go. I really, really want to go to this movie. And I was like, you don't have to, but he kept insisting. So I was like, fine, I'll go there now. It starts in 10 minutes, meet me there. He was like, great. I'm going to strap on my rollerblades and I'll be up there in a minute.
Wow.
So I'm
What year
standing.
was this?
This was 8 months ago.
Okay.
All right. Can I just ask you a
Yeah.
question about the story rather
Yeah.
than you hear the link?
Wait, let me
I
just
wanna hear the whole
give this
thing.
part goes. So basically, he didn't end up taking his rollerblades. He brought his roommate's bike and crashed it. And then I got a text that was like, "You need to come get me. I just crashed hard, blood everywhere." Went to go find him, couldn't find him. Eventually, we finally found him. We went to lip gloss because it was his sister's birthday. He was crying at some point during this too. We went to lip gloss because it was his sister's birthday. Boy George was there for some reason. Side note. At some point, I went outside because I couldn't find him, and he was leaning on a pole like this. And then he just
A
went.
Polish person or a street?
A Polish person.
Gotcha.
He was leaning on a pole like this, and then I came outside and he was like, "Where did all your clothes go?" And I was like, "I'm wearing them still." And then his legs hurt, so he couldn't walk, so I had to like carry him in my car. And then I put him in my car, and then I drove him back to his friend's place. And then he refused to get out of my car, so I grabbed him, and then I pulled, and then I smacked his face into the windshield on accident while I was trying to get him out of the car. And then he was like, "I'll get out on my own. Go fuck yourself."
All right.
I swear to God,
No. So this guy ended up becoming your boyfriend.
8 months.
That's where I don't get it, because I hate this guy.
Maybe he did something really
He also
weird
has
that
a really
next
bad
quarter.
chest tattoo.
What's it say? What's it say?
Rollerblades. It says roll for life on the top.
Is it L-Y-F-E?
L-I-F-E. And then, okay, so I finally pull him out of the car and he starts stumbling away from his
Okay,
friend's
Nicole,
apartment.
please.
Two more sentences.
All right.
2 more sentences. I finally drag him up to his friend's room, but he refuses to go in, so I have to get a wheelie chair and push him into the room. And then his friends came home and were like, "Oh, thanks for bringing back the bike and everything."
Did you bring back the bike?
I brought back the bike,
Okay.
and then Richard had passed. Oh, he also punched me during some point of all of this.
Not just anywhere.
In my left breast, because he wasn't hitting me. It wasn't like domestic abuse. He had just like passed out and woke up to be like.
Because you guys are bros at this point.
Exactly. And I was dragging him down the hall, and he just didn't know where he was or who I was, and he just started swinging. But then his roommates found me in the room, and they were like, "We never thought you were very good looking before, but actually you're pretty hot. What are you doing with this leprechaun? Oh, are you a leprechaun too?" And I was like, "I don't know what that means or what that's a reference to." And then they tried to get me to stay over there, and I was like, "I'm gonna go home." And I finally got home at 4:30.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you dated him
For 8 months. And he told me he loved me after 15 days of knowing each other.
Wow.
I just did the math, and you recently broke up.
So what made you break up?
Yeah, that's a great question.
A lot of things. I got a bunch of texts from
Let's just have one.
Characterize.
I mean, the bottom line is he called me and tried to fake break up with me for attention, and then I called his bluff and was like, "Yeah, I think that's a really good idea if we do that." And then he wasn't planning on that, so
How could
Nice.
he not be planning on
I
that?
don't know.
Does he sound like a planner so
I
far?
guess not. He's not be like, "I've been a total dick to this girl, but I bet she'll still want to be with me if I pretend to break up with her."
It's better than the white guy with dreadlocks that I was in love with for 4 years. It's like a
I
step
don't know
up
who that is.
Do you have a father?
Yes. He's a great guy.
He's a
He's
surgeon.
a great guy. He's very present in my life.
All right. I'm out of questions.
Great.
Who else? No, please stay.
I have.
Oh, I didn't know you were all cycling through. I thought it was just like.
No, we're not. We don't normally.
Okay.
Sweet shoes.
Thanks. Oh, hey, shoe buddies.
Shut up, buddies.
Okay.
So I want to hear a kooky story about your.
Do you want to hear a cookie story after all that?
Another cookie story.
That wasn't good.
My dad's super weird. This isn't really a story, just a thing he does.
Cool.
He plays a lot of golf, and And so at our golf course, he'll go and he'll see the lost and found box where all the clubs are, and he'll take very close notes on like mental notes on which clubs have been there for longer than 6 weeks. Because he's like, if they haven't come back after 6 weeks, they're not coming back for them. And then, especially, he does this mostly with putters, but sometimes like wedges and stuff too. He'll take the ones, he'll just steal the ones that have been there for 6 weeks. He'll take them home, and then he lengthens them by like 4 to 5 inches because he's really tall.
He's a surgeon.
Yeah, and we have, he's been doing this for a couple of years now, so we have over 100
And they're all
stolen
400 feet long.
golf
Your
course.
dad
Yes.
is a surgeon thief.
Yes, exactly.
Hobbyist golfer.
Mhm.
With the capabilities of making metal long.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a cool guy.
Also an alchemist.
Yeah.
Also an alchemist. Yep.
How about your mom, since we're on the subject of parents?
My mom's super normal. I don't know what.
What's the most mad you've ever seen your mom?
Oh God, probably at me for something, but I don't know what.
Prom, the boyfriend.
No, she liked Richard because he's a chef, so he made my family dinner all the time.
He's a chef and he suggests. Never mind.
Yeah, right? I was also shocked.
I would know what to do on a first date every time.
Chefs have a name.
My mom, I don't know, she's a gastroenterologist.
Gas station attendant?
That's it. She's a gastroenterologist. She gives people colonoscopies
Ugh.
all day,
Oh,
every
it's a
day.
pervert.
Yeah, tell me
Butt
about it.
doctor. Butt
A
doctor.
butt doctor. Butt and esophagus, mostly. Yeah.
But you don't want to mix up the tools of the trade.
Yeah. She gets to tell people all day that they have colon cancer. So that's,
What?
yeah.
Like one person, hey, don't forget.
Yeah.
I know I told them that last time.
Yep. Exactly.
That's horrible.
Yeah. My mom's mean.
I doubt it. No, I bet your mom. Your parents are strict, but they're not.
They're not really that strict anymore. They don't
Really?
care. Yeah.
That time I didn't age with them.
Oh, right. I
It's a
remember.
drug.
I know, it's heroin.
Well, I don't
A
know.
lot of people from our high school are on heroin. Remember that? Yeah.
Tell us
most
a
of
story
We should
about
talk
someone
about
in your high school that's on drugs.
them. Do you remember Joe?
Yeah, I hung out with Joe.
Brock?
Yeah, we did drugs. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was a great guy. And then, like a year or two after high school, he was like, "We haven't hung out in forever. Let's hang out, Nicole." And then I showed up, and it was a date. And then,
Surprise.
you know,
Take you to the strip club.
yeah,
Just steal a
exactly. In
lot.
like Confluence Park, there's that like big spiral staircase thing. We climbed to the very top of that, like past the stairs when you're way up on that big stone thing. And then he like grabbed my hand and started talking to me about when his dad committed suicide. And I was like, oh, bummer.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
So you were the one who was emotional.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that the whole relationship with Richard was the problem with emotional distance. That like one time he was like, "You don't tell me you miss me enough, and it makes me uncomfortable." And then that was most of our relationship.
Wow.
We got it.
This
Yeah,
is,
great.
you gave us a ton of material.
So
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
I would have been a great interview for this.